Hey guys, Linda here. Welcome back to AdoreR. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope you had a fantastic week and you're enjoying your weekend. Coming to you today with a reader's update. I haven't been reading that much. Yeah, this year has been rough. This is going to be a bad reading year for me because I haven't read them. I put 50 books on Goodreads that I wanted to complete. I don't even think I'm going to get those completed. I haven't read any really books that really caught my attention that made me want to finish them right away. I just haven't read that. All the books I've read, it's like I can just put it down and come back and read it the next week. How you gonna finish a book like that if you're not gonna get through all the books I got here? I'm not gonna get through any of my. If I do that, I need to finish a book. It just should take me 2 days to finish a book. Because I should be, the first day I read it, I should almost be finished with it. And then I just should complete it the next day. But that's not happening, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm going to have any books to recommend for the end of the year. You know, like my recommended read for the end of the year. It's not looking good, people. I don't think I'm going to have one. Anyway, let's get started. First up, I have... I know in my last video I mentioned I was doing October Nocturnal, so this is the first book that I've read. It's the first book in when they started the Nocturnal line. This was the first book. I think they did other books, but it was like a preview of the Nocturnal line that they were coming up with, and this was the first book, and it's by Lindsey McKenna, and this is Unforgiven, and this is book one in her. I guess her Nocturnal, this is going to be book one in the Warriors for the Light series. So I guess she wrote a couple more books for Nocturnal. And they were in the series. And this is book one. I'm not going to be continuing with the series. This book right here, I'm just giving it 3 stars. It started out okay. And it went downhill from there. Because she was doing let me explain what the book is on. What is his name? Reno. I'm going to try to pronounce his last name. Michele. He's Indian. He's Apache. And he's in the military. But he's been locked up because something happened. And he's in a military jail. He's been locked up. I'm not going to explain what happened. If you want to read this, I don't want to spoil it for you. But the reason he get out of jail is that a person from the CIA come there. And they want him to go to South America because he's when he was in the military, he was like a sniper. He can shoot really good. So this guy come to him and ask him that they need him to go to South America because it's a mine down there. They got a mining camp there, or somebody on a mining camp, and this is a person that's riding around killing people or terrorizing people who work on the mine or whatever. Yeah, it's a big thing going on. And so they hire him to go down there and kill this guy who's been terrorizing the people who work for the mine. And so that's how he get out of jail. But they tell him that, you can't come back to America. You're going to have to stay in South of America once this job is completed because you can't come back. So he ends up, so you're going to say yes because he want to get out of jail. So he ends up going to South America. And that's where he meet Kathleen Hernandez. I'm not going to tell you any more about the story. I'm just just in case you want to read this. I read some more books by Lindsey McKenna. I'm just not a big fan of her writing because I don't think I've kept any of her books that I've read. I don't know. Her books just do not do it for me. And this one, it was too. It's going to be Rio and Kathleen. Both are going to be shapeshifters. And she just kept going over and over, like explaining that they could see in the dark. I was like, you already told us that. I don't know. You told us that at the beginning. And it was just through this whole book, she just kept harping on they're shapeshifters. They can see really good. I was like, no. When I first started reading, I was like, okay, this might be all right. But then as the book, and when he got to South America, it started going downhill from there. Because I was like, nah, I cannot. But I'm just going to give it 3 stars. I usually don't rate a book lower than 3. I'm just going to give this 3 stars. Do I want to read this again? No. Will I be continuing the Warriors for the Light series? No, I won't be continuing the series. Did I have a favorite character out of this? Nope. The 2 main characters, they didn't do it for me. No. And what else? Was the story interesting? I liked the story, but it didn't catch my attention where I completely wanted to finish the book. It took me a couple of days to finish this. Yeah, when you are reading a book and it take like 2, 3, or not 2 days, but I'm gonna give you 2 days to finish the book. But if it take more than 2 days to finish, something is wrong. So I'm just giving it 3 stars, and this is book 1. This is the first book in the Nocturnal line, and it was Lindsey McKenna for Unforgiven. And if you like Lindsey McKenna, everybody don't like the same thing, but you might like Lindsey McKenna writing. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. Or if you've already read it, let me know what you thought about it, because I'm just giving it 3 stars. And next, I got all off the TBR and everything. I've been read this. I just haven't came on here and told any of you about it. So it was perfectly adequate. I think I mentioned Jewel E. Ann on here before. I loved her book, Look the Part. I really, really loved that. I gave that book 5 stars. So when I got this, I think I mentioned Book Bud on here before. It's like they send you every day they send you new books that's coming out. And this was on there. This was one of the books that came out, and it lists how much it was. And this was on Kindle. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. So that I went ahead and downloaded it and read it. I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. Now the story interesting? The story was very interesting. I finished this in 2 days. I read it all the way up until I had to make myself go to bed, and then I got up the next morning and finished it. But do I want to read this book again? No. This was on Elijah Hawkins and Dorothy Mayhem. And what I didn't get it, he's a doctor and she's a nurse. Well, she's going to school to be a nurse. She's like an orderly right now, because if the patient need to go to a different part of the hospital, she takes them there. She pushes them in a wheelchair or whatever. And Elijah, he just got divorced from his wife. His wife left him and his son. I guess she was midlife crisis or something. Thought something was better out there, and she wanted to go and she wanted to go out there and find herself, I guess. And she's also a doctor. I think she's a plastic surgeon. But the story, and I didn't like how the story, because in the synopsis, Dorothy, she has Asperger's. But in the synopsis, it don't say anywhere in the story that she has Asperger's. So when I started reading it, Dorothy was so blunt. I was like, why is she so... That threw me off. I was like, why is she so blunt? And then as the story went on, then you find out that she has Asperger's. That threw me off. But other than that, the story, it was a quick read. I like Jewel E. Ann writing. She writes fast, quick books because you're interested. Her stories are very interesting. You want to know what's going to happen. But did I like the characters? They was okay. I didn't have a favorite character out of this. And like I said, I won't be reading this again. But it's mostly on Elijah and Dorothy. They meet at the hospital. And like I said, he's just getting over. He's trying to get over his wife because he just can't understand why she wanted to leave. So he meet Dorothy, and because she has all these, like I said, she has Asperger's, so she's very blunt. And he liked that about her. And she is what I couldn't get is that I didn't feel like she didn't show her emotions too much. And some books, even though the character doesn't show that much emotion, you still be into the character. I don't know. I couldn't get into Dorothy too much, and I couldn't get into Elijah. I'm just good. Like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars for the story. The story is the one that carried the whole book for me. Usually it's the characters, but the story, I wanted to know what was going to happen. And that's Perfectly Adequate by Jewel E. Ann. If you want to check it out, like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars. It was okay. And next, I'm still reading on Why Lords Lose Their Heart. This is another slow read for me. It's slow going, but I made it to page 151. So hopefully this is what I'm reading now. I'm trying to finish that. And once I finish this, I'm going to start my next book for Nocturnal. And this is book 2 in the line. And this is by Kathleen Korbel, Notorious Temptation. I'm going to start this once I finish this. And then I'm going to... And I'm reading on these 3 books. I'm reading on Linda Howard. I'm doing a buddy read on Instagram with, what is it, Romance Library. She asked that I want to do a buddy read with her and some other people. So I'm doing a buddy read with Mr. Perfect. I'm going to try to read a couple of chapters of this every night. And I'm also reading on this. I said, maybe I'll put all these books on, try to read all these, and maybe I can find one that I'll read right quickly. But it's going slow. I haven't started Kay Hooper yet, but this is a reread for me because I've read Mr. Perfect before, so this is a reread for me. I'm just a few pages in. I just started it, so I'm just reading a couple of chapters every night. This I haven't started on. I hope to get this finished by the end of October. Kay Hooper, Chill of Fear, and I hope to get this one finished too, and Elizabeth, The Soul of a Seal. So I put all these on Goodreads as me starting reading those. So I'm going to try to finish all these by the end of October. These are just some of my TBR, because I think I had 10 books on my TBR, and I just pulled these off to say that, okay, I'm going to try to finish all of these right here in October. So I'm going to be reading these in between trying to finish up my October Nocturnal. So I did find the other 2 books, that the 2 last book in the Harlequin Nocturnal line. I've looked everywhere and I finally found them. It's this is book number 293 in the series, and this is book 294 in the series. So it was 294 books in the on the Nocturnal line. So I got the last 2 books, This Strange Witchery by Michele Hauf and Tamed by the Wolf by Kristal Hollis. So I will be reading, once I finish this, I'm going to be reading this in between all my other books that I'm trying to read, so I can get these all finished. So yeah, here's the Nocturnal line here, book 1 and 2, and the last 2 in the series. So hopefully I can get all 4 of those read up, and plus the rest of these. So hopefully, wish me luck on my reading. Hopefully out of these books I'll have some good ones that I can recommend to you. But on the other 2, if you want to check them out, go ahead and check them out. Because like I say all the time, everybody don't like the same thing. Just because they really didn't do it for me, they might do it for you. But that's all I have for now. Oh, I hope you like my little setup here. I got my little Halloween fall festiveness going on here. I got my little Happy Harvest. I got this from the Dollar General. I got all of this from the Dollar General. I got my little candle here. Everything is orange. Give you that fall feeling. Auburn, or however you want to say. And I got my little, hope you can see it here. Let me push this camera down here a little bit. My little fall runner here to go across my little desk here. I hope you like that. But that's all I have for now. I'm going to come back. I got my Romance Reveal book box. I'm going to come back and do my Romance Reveal book box later on tonight. So that's all I have for now. See you in a few. I'm going to film my Romance Reveal book box, and then hopefully I can get that up. So I'll see you in a few. Bye.